Throws the left hand and misses. Now watch the clinch. Now watch.
Spectacular moments caught in the fight no one would have believed. You know those moments that just had to be caught on camera, otherwise it would be hard to believe? Well, those moments happen a lot in MMA. In this video, we'll take a look at moments, good, bad, funny, or brutal, that we're very excited were caught on camera. Chris Barnett spins his way to victory. Okay, so let's just be real. Who the heck expected Barnett to spin like the most athletic man alive? Built like Roy Nelson, but spinning like Edson Barboza.
And then he lets John Vellante back in.
Chris Barnett put a damper on Gian Vellante's homecoming and retirement fight with this gnarly spin. Barnett threw this spinning wheel and it landed flush. This kick spelled the beginning of the end, for Barnett hopped on his opponent and gave him no chance to recover. Barnett then did a flip, which may have been equally as impressive as the kick. The Showtime kick. Anthony Pettis, ladies and gentlemen. Pettis is one of the most exciting fighters to compete under the bright lights. When he took on Benson Henderson for the final WEC event, they both went out there and put it all on the line. In the final round of a fight that was neck and neck, someone needed something huge in order to win the judges over. That's when Pettis truly earned the nickname Showtime. Pettis rushed Anderson, who circled away off the fence. Pettis then jumped off the fence and landed the most creative head kick in MMA history.
Nickname Showtime. Unbelievable! Just flattened Henderson. How the heck did he recover from that?
This kick dropped Henderson, but he was able to survive until the final bell. This kick stole the round, the fight, and the belt. Anthony Pettis was crowned the final lightweight champion inside the WEC. Khabib escapes the guillotine. When someone is as dominant a champion as Khabib Nurmagomedov was, any dicey situations are exacerbated into something that looks way more game-changing than it actually is. However, the guillotine that Dustin Poirier locked up on Khabib was probably as scary as it looked.
The guillotine's in, but it's not super tight. But turning to a hip the way...
This came after Nurmagomedov was dominating the fight, and Poirier began searching for a bit of a Hail Mary. Well, the guillotine felt promising, so Poirier willingly threw himself into the bottom position in order to finish this choke. Nurmagomedov began showing signs of discomfort, and we all watched, waiting to see a tap, an escape, or Nurmagomedov to pass out.
With it. Wow! Nurmagomedov pops his head out.
Khabib was able to escape though. He popped his head out and was able to get back to work. The Eagle then flipped the script and locked in a choke on Poirier. Only this one would get the job done. Was this the most trouble you've seen Nurmagomedov in while fighting? Let us know down below. Max Holloway banging it out. Max Holloway, the former featherweight champion of the world? The dude that, despite fighting some of the heaviest hitters, has never even been knocked down? Yeah, that guy. Max Holloway fought Ricardo Lamas back in 2016. Blessed was handily winning this fight, and when the 10-second clapper went off, could have easily coasted to victory. But nope, he's not that kind of guy. Holloway challenged Lamas to swing it out for the last 10 seconds, and a brawl ensued.
Wow, it looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding.
Wow!
Nobody can proliferate savage moments quite like Holloway. Nico Price with one of the most creative stoppages ever. There's no such thing as a bad position when you're Nico Price. This dude can finish a fight from anywhere. When the very durable Randy Brown found himself on top, but in a bit of a precarious position, he was probably more concerned with advancing to a better position rather than defending strikes. Well, bad move. Nico used the instep of his foot like a butterfly hook and held Brown's head in place.
Brown gets stuck in 2, 3, 4, 5 outs. He was
Similar to my girlfriend attacking the spider that scared me this morning, Nico hit brutally and repetitively, giving us one of the most uniquely savage finishes in MMA history. Is this Nico's best knockout? When one of the most obscure techniques actually lands. UFC vet Ross Pearson has some of the best fundamental striking in the game, so it's a bit odd seeing a move like this land on him. But hey, I'm not sure anyone could have expected this move to work so well. Davey Grant took a chance, and it paid off greatly. He flipped, caught Pearson on the button, and everyone freaked out a little bit because, well, who the heck actually makes this move work? Speaking of flip, you should flip through our other videos. There are plenty of entertaining MMA videos to catch. Michael Chandler has the rug pulled from under him, And by rug, we mean stool. This was a rough night for Michael Chandler. First off, he ate a leg kick that gave him drop foot, so he was fumbling around all over the cage. Next, the doctors intervened, which ultimately led to him losing his belt. However, and probably the worst part, he had his chair pulled out from under him. Chandler went to sit back down, and you can see how well that went for him. What's your favorite Arctic Monkeys song? Chandler likes Don't Sit Down 'Cause I've Moved Your Chair. A rare sighting of a double knockdown. Okay, so just admire this. Double knockdowns are so rad. The likelihood of this happening is very low, so whenever they do happen, it's almost criminal not to watch the replay 100 times. This fight was essentially a battle of the left hooks. Both fighters landed it simultaneously.
Well, you have to, right? He's lost.
Oh, my goodness! Oh, my goodness! How rare is that?
And that made for one of the coolest moments of 2022. Care if we double down on the double knockdowns? Another double knockdown, because why not? Matt Mitrione versus Fyodor Emelianenko, anyone? This was a highly touted fight that didn't last long, but lived up to the hype regardless. How did it do so? If you guessed because of a double knockdown, you'd be correct. These moments are seriously so fun. The two exchanged punches and both fell down. However, it was Mitrione that recovered a bit faster and was able to follow up on his knockdown. Follow-up shots shut the lights out, and Mitrione triumphed over one of the best fighters to ever live. How to counter the crucifix position. Turns out you can counter a crucifix with another crucifix. This is one of those stalemate situations you never thought you'd see in a fight. These two were more tangled up than my wired headphones whenever I need them. It's always cool to see what we can consider a break of character in fighting. That's what we saw when there's a jovial pat on the head when stuck in this 50-50 position. A very rare submission. First of all, it's rare seeing Jorge Masvidal get finished. 75% of the dude's losses are by decision, and a lot of those are split decisions that he arguably won. No controversy here, though. Masvidal found himself in a reverse triangle choke. This is one of those chokes that starts out mostly uncomfortable but bearable. Then, adjustments are made, and the choke is tight before you know it. Masvidal stood up and looked okay for a few seconds, but the choke just got tighter and tighter. There's no such thing as out-toughing a choke. Masvidal was put to sleep, resulting in him toppling over in brutal fashion. Nate Diaz almost clutches victory. How can someone look so cool in defeat? Leave it to Nate Diaz to figure that out. Though Nate Diaz is 21-13 in his pro career, which isn't exactly the best record, he hasn't really lost any stock in any of his previous losses. If anything, he can lose and the fans still treat him as if he won. A great example is when he had one of the most Nate Diaz moments ever against Leon Edwards. Leon had beaten and battered Diaz for the better part of 5 rounds. Regardless, Diaz was still there and was still as game as he was in the first round. In the final moments of the 5th round, Diaz was able to land his signature 1-2 combo.
Diaz has had a couple of significant moments here in round 5.
Oh, boy. Oh.
Edwards was hurt, but Diaz played it cool as ever. He even taunted Edwards before he pursued the finish. Diaz let his hands fly, but Edwards managed to survive a very scary final minute. Nate did lose, but it's moments like this that add to the mystique of the Diaz brothers. As they say, Nick and Nate rarely lose fights, they just run out of time. Chris Jericho inspired fighting. For all my wrestling fans out there, this one's for you. John O'Mears brought a swagger to his submission game that we've never seen before. He somehow found a way to incorporate the Boston Crab submission, often seen in pro wrestling, into an actual fight. I'm still perplexed as to how he got this to work, but hey, I'm glad it happened. He locked in this submission, stuck his tongue out, and got the dub. Conor McGregor's unique striking. How much can a shoulder strike hurt? Well, it looks like it can hurt a lot.
And again, he sets it up. Boom, again, on the nose that time. And again, that one on the eye.
Conor McGregor wasted no time rushing Donald Cerrone when they at long last met in the octagon. Cerrone slipped McGregor's initial left hand offering, and the two clinched. McGregor then began driving his shoulder into the face of Cowboy. This not only stopped Cerrone in his tracks, but it broke his nose. McGregor then went on to drive a kick and multiple punches into the skull of Cerrone. This may have been one of McGregor's best and most easygoing performances in the UFC. Max Holloway peaking in the 5th round. I don't care if Conor McGregor beats 5 dudes with 1 punch while blindfolded. This Max Holloway moment will forever be the most spectacular moment in MMA history for me.
and this fight's not touched the ground. I would really think about stopping this if I heard.
While putting on a career-best performance against Calvin Kattar, MMA. That does it for this video. Which was your favorite entry? Do you want to see more videos like this? Let us know down below. Don't forget to drop a like on the video though, if you like the video. Make sense? Hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon to make sure you never miss an upload. Until next time.